Empress Royalty. We offer a strategic approach to investing in gold and silver, and we recently just announced that we brought in the well-respected, known mining investor, Rick Rule, to help us grow, keep us on the path to rapid growth and value creation. Forward-looking statements also available on our website. Empress Royalty. We create new royalties and/or streams to get mines into production. We currently have a portfolio of 17 investments, forecasting about $29 million of revenue coming into the end of 2025. Management and board have over 250 years' experience and completed over $6 billion in mining finance transactions, which also gives us a unique access to deal flow. We have a strong portfolio and a robust pipeline of opportunities to further expand our business. What are royalties and streams? A royalty is where we invest in a company and receive revenue from production. A stream is where we invest in a company and are able to buy silver or gold at a discounted price. At Empress, we do a combination of both royalties and streams. The investment benefits for a shareholder: you're getting leverage to the gold and silver price, you're getting access to a globally diversified portfolio of assets, you're getting limited exposure to capital and operating costs compared to typical mining companies, and it's scalable growth with low overhead. There's been a lot of new entrants to the royalty and streaming space, especially in the last 2 years, and we really view those three types on the junior side. There's the exploration generation, so it's early stage, typically inexpensive to acquire, but there's the exploration risk. No guarantee it'll turn into a mine and ever bring any revenue in for the royalty or streaming company. Then there's the trading acquisition companies, where you're buying third-party royalties. It's become a crowded place, part of a crowded marketplace. You're part of a competing bid process, and typically paying a premium. And there's also no direct relationship with the mining company. At Empress, we're focused on the creation and origination of new investments, helping mines finance their projects to get into production or expand upon production capacity, and we have a direct relationship with the company. Here are those two charts. The first one is looking at royalty companies outperforming the price of gold and the Gold Miners ETF, and the second one is showing the life cycle of a royalty company. At Empress, we're in stage one. We've only been around for 2 years, just developing our portfolio out. We believe with our strategy, we should be quickly on the path to stage 2, rapid growth. Our investment manager is Endeavour Financial. The managing director of Endeavour Financial is David Rhodes, who's also our executive chairman. This gives us access to not only investment opportunities, but their team of mining engineers, financial analysts, geologists, to quickly vet deals, structure, and execute on them. When we move into our investment focus and criteria, we look at from 6 directions. We're looking at development and production stage projects. We're looking at small to mid-tier sized companies, both public and private, and we only look at gold and silver, so we truly are a pure play precious metals royalty company. We look globally. We're currently in Mexico, Peru, and Mozambique, and our investment size is anywhere from $500,000 to $25 million. The sweet spot for us really right now in our growth is about a $2 to $10 million investment. And all of our investments have a strong ESG focus. Moving to the portfolio, the first one I want to talk about is Serra Antipite. This is a mine that was started by Buenaventura in 2002 and purchased by a private group called Sierra Sun in Peru. They produced over 1 million ounces to date. This is a project where, being a private company, they wanted to expand their production from 750 tons to 1,000 tons per day, and we structured this financing through a gold stream. We invested $10 million. We get 4.5% of their gold, up to 11,000 ounces, and then we have a life of mine stream on that project, and we're buying at 20% of spot price. The economics for Empress is we're getting about $2 million cash flow into Empress. The net asset value is $15 million, and the IRR is 17%. And again, this was our first producing assets. We've received over $1 million US to date from this investment. The next investment to talk about is owned by Altalay Mining in Durango, Mexico. The project's called Talahueto. This was a project where they had some debt, some equity, and then they needed additional financing to move the project forward, and we invested $5 million as a silver stream. So we are getting 100% of their silver, up to 1.25 million ounces, and then 20% of their silver after that. The economics for Empress, it's bringing about $3 million when it's fully ramped up, net asset value about $24 million, and the IRR just under 60. This project, we've received the first silver payments for the last 2 quarters, And this one's just ramping up. They should be at about 500 mil commercial production by the end of this year, going up to 1,000 additional ball mill next year, and bringing in even further revenue for Empress. We have another one in Mozambique owned by a group called MMP. We structured this as a gold royalty. We invested $3 million to help them advance from construction into production. We've got just over a 3% royalty, and it becomes a 1% life of mine royalty. The annual cash flow for us in this investment is $1.5 million. The net asset value is 6, the IRR 30%. This one, they've done the first couple gold pours and exports. We're starting to just receive revenue now, and they should be reaching full commercial production by the end of this year, beginning of next. We have a development stage project owned by Candelaria. They're doing a drill program on this. We have a 1% royalty across the entire project, so this one should get more interesting in the next 12 months. We also have 13 exploration projects or gold royalties in Canada, early stage. We acquired these as part of our direct listing onto the Toronto Stock Exchange as an investment issuer. Great to have in the portfolio, but we're much more focused on revenue-producing assets. So our forecasted revenue for the end of this year is about $2 million US, going up to 8 next year, and cumulatively to the end of 2025, that's about $29 million in revenue. We've invested $19.5 million into the portfolio to date, and our asset value is $46 million, and our market cap is just under $30 million US. We are trading on a significant discount on all key metrics compared to the industry. The team behind Empress, myself and David Rhodes, who's also here from Endeavour Financial, a large shareholder, and Jeremy Bond from Terra Capital in Australia, we're all on the investment committee and large shareholders. We also have Natasha Kieran, a mining finance lawyer, who's our lead director from New York. We have Paul Mainwaring, a CFA from London, and Wes Roberts, a mining engineer from Toronto. When it comes to the team, we're a small team. It's myself, Rich is our global vice president, mining engineer, and investment banker out of New York to assist with origination. Janet Michael-John, our CFO, and Caitlin Taylor, our VP marketing. We have 2 advisors, Alison Rippon-Armstrong for ESG, and the experienced David Lang as our technical advisor. Moving into our capital structure, we've got about 150 million shares outstanding. Our market cap is roughly right now about $40 million Canadian. Our cash, we've got about $2.6 million. And again, as I mentioned earlier, Rick Rule has just become a strategic investor with Empress. We did a private placement with him, which we just closed. When we initially started talking about the transaction with him, we were trading at 22 cents. We did an above market price private placement at 30 cents. We've just closed that. We have currently $5 million in debt. We have an accordion feature loan with Nabari, so that gives us up to $15 million. So we've got another $10 million accessible to us for transactions. We have research coverage through Red Cloud and Research Capital. With our shareholder structure, again, third is strategic partners, management and board. A third institutional, that includes 2 of the Sprott funds in Canada and 1 of the Sprott funds in the US, own about 11.5% of us, US Global, and some other well-known names, and roughly a third in the public float. So we have some near-term catalysts happening with Empress. We're going to be expanding our production from 750 tons to 1,000 tons per day. That will bring more revenue into Empress. Talahueto should be getting towards commercial production on the first ball mill towards the end of this year, early next year, more revenue. And the same with Manica as that starts to really ramp up. Projecting over $5 million in the next 12 months annualized. And that's if we did nothing else. We have a robust pipeline. We're in data rooms on 3 different deals at the moment, getting closer to being offered terms on 2 of those. So we want to continue to expand the portfolio and grow as we have done over the last 2 years. So in summary, we currently have 17 investments. We've invested $19.5 million to date. Our forecasted revenue to the end of 2025 is $29 million. Our value creation NAV is $46 million. And the real value proposition is our market cap is currently $30 million US. Thank you.